Welcome to What the Faith. We dig into the holy contradictions, the divine tantrums, and the celestial plot holes that somehow pass as truth for billions. All right, folks, buckle up. Today we're diving into that divine drama-filled bestseller, the Bible. You know, that book that gave us talking snakes, mass floods, and the magical ability to justify just about anything. But today, we're not here for bedtime stories. We're here to talk about some of the absolute head-scratchers in this ancient collection of divinely inspired plot holes. So, Genesis, the grand opening. Cue dramatic voice. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Great start, very cinematic. Day 1, light. Day 2, sky. Day 3, land, plants. Plants that need sunlight. Day 4, oh look, finally, the sun, moon, and stars. Wait, what? So let me get this straight. God planted trees and grass that need sunlight to survive before he created the actual sun? That's like baking a cake before you invent the oven. Genius. I guess photosynthesis was just vibing on vibes alone. Maybe divine light has a built-in UV setting. And why does an all-powerful God need 4 days to realize, oh hey, maybe a sun would help? What was shining on days 1 through 3? A giant heavenly ring light? And anyone who still thinks the Bible isn't wrong here should probably just buy a 4th grade science book instead of a Bible. Now let's discuss the divine justice system, in which children gets to suffer and die before even opening their eyes. What does religious people counter with? Ah yes, the classic Christian logic. We're all born sinners, so if a child dies, it's because they deserved it. Totally makes sense. Not horrifying at all. So let me ask the obvious. God can punish babies, but not Satan? The big bad devil literally rebels against God, gets kicked out of heaven, and what does God do? Gives him a corner office in hell and full access to human lives? Meanwhile, your 3-year-old cousin Tommy, who didn't say his prayers, fire and brimstone. And apparently Satan's not just allowed to tempt people. He's got a whole franchise. He's like the CEO of Sin Incorporated, and God's just watching? Why not just destroy Satan if he's the problem? Oh, right, free will. Which brings us to free will. So here's how it goes. God created everything. Everything. That includes right, wrong, morality, evil, cupcakes, TikTok, you name it. Then he creates humans, gives them free will, and sets up this weird trap. Hey, don't eat from that tree of knowledge. The one that teaches you right from wrong. Why? Because apparently, knowing what's right and wrong ruins everything. So, wait, he creates the knowledge of good and evil, then punishes people for accessing it? And now we're stuck in this eternal blame game, where we're at fault for using the free will he programmed us with. It's like building a robot to punch you, then yelling at it for punching you. And if God doesn't like free will, who exactly told him it was necessary? Is there a council of gods where they voted on it? Hey Yahweh, should we give humans free will? Yeah, let's roll the dice. What's the worst that could happen? Let's just forget about all this and let's go back to the beginning. Adam and Eve guilty without even knowing what guilt is. And speaking of that garden drama, let's talk Adam and Eve. These two poor souls were the very first humans. Fresh out of divine manufacturing, no instruction manual, no sense of right and wrong, no therapy. And God tells them, don't eat from that tree or you'll die. Cool. But they don't know what death is. They don't know what wrong is. They literally haven't eaten the fruit that teaches them that yet. So how exactly were they supposed to know they were disobeying? That's like telling a baby, don't touch the stove, but never explaining what pain is, and then punishing them eternally when they do. Also, let's not forget, God created the talking snake who convinced them in the first place. This isn't free will. This is a setup. So let's just recap using our free will. Sunlight came after sun, because who needs astrophysics when you've got divine improv? Babies can burn in hell, but Satan gets to host the temptation games every season. Free will is mandatory, but also your fault. And Adam and Eve were punished for disobeying before they even knew what disobedience was. If you handed this script to a Hollywood producer, they'd laugh you out of the building. But in Bible land, this is sacred, divine, untouchable. Look, if people want to believe it, fine. But let's stop pretending that this stuff makes sense. Because it doesn't. Not even a little. And that's the T. If you enjoyed this dose of sarcastic heresy, hit that like button, subscribe for more uncomfortable truths, and share it with your religious aunt who sends you daily Bible quotes. Until next time, question everything and keep roasting responsibly, using your free will.